This is it.
Right. Yeah.
This is it.
We don't really have a way of introducing yet. It's Patrick Builds Rides.
Hi, so I'm Patrick.
I'm Cody.
And I've been building rides in my workshop for about 15 years now, with the goal of someday working for Universal or Disney, and it was a way of making a more intricate resume, I guess, in a sense, or portfolio would be the better word. Met Cody, and Cody's done all the visuals since I made everything on Windows Movie Maker. Till Cody.
I feel like the big thing we should say, though, is that we made the big choice by coming to YouTube, though. Your rides before were always based off of a pop culture that was already out there. A Disney movie, of a Marvel movie.
Yeah, it was more about trying to recreate something I've seen or that's already out there.
So we are going completely original ideas. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean, like, some of them are clearly going to bite off of... Like,
we're inspired by things.
We're going to pay homage to quite a few people. Calling this episode 1, this would be the first step in any one of the rides, which is always about a 4-hour phone call before finally deciding on what genre or topic we're going with.
And we usually end up with this really long list of concepts, and then at this process of the ride, we start to narrow down what is actually possible.
So what I have up on the board right now is not even all of the ideas. Earlier, you did make the decision that you specifically wanted to go with the lean-to idea. If you're familiar with a lean-to in camping, it's a 3-walled structure with a roof.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Right now is when I learned what lean-to meant. This whole time, I've been going, lean-to.
Using a newly acquired 3D projector.
It's a short throw projector, which solves a lot of our problems. Working in a very small space. It's not the red and blue. This is like what you would see in IMAX or
Hobbit style.
Hobbit style 3D. The whole original intent
for this
year was VR, and we spent numerous hours.
And on a whim, ended up completely modifying that over the last 2 weeks. So
it was one of those.
The idea we were most excited about is one of the first ideas to get erased. Gnome elevator, get on out of here, Area 52.
Those were all VR concepts.
The Alien Zoo. But I'll just jump again right into it and say, we kind of proved right away we're not quite ready for the subway.
We were going to use the dark to our advantage and say if we can't fully animate you going down a tunnel, we can do lights, but then we can't do 3D. And it was just a thing of trial and error, and that's just Subway's just not there yet. But we will get...
Don't fret.
Build a train.
It'll come back.
We'll come back.
I feel like the dwarf cart was also very close to the subway. Sometimes with an idea, I like it too much to attempt it now. I'd rather do it when I have more tools.
When it's right.
You will find out as we make the rides what products we're using.
Right.
But at the same time, in the behind the scenes, we're also teaching ourselves other programs that we've yet to unveil. So once we get down to 3, we should at least give a better synopsis of all 3. We'll start at the top with Space Bridge. Space Bridge would be you on a spaceship looking out of the window, watching a battle occur as you are being affected by the things that occur.
Right.
Porch Attack is basically the exact same concept, but instead of taking place in space, it was going to take place on your front porch overlooking a yard.
Right. So, dude, that's a... I love that one.
It's a
Porch
great
Attack,
idea.
Yeah. You were just watching this UFO attack your backyard.
Essentially a first-person War of the Worlds.
Right.
That's basically what the goal was. That brings us to the final idea, which is Wizard School. Now, I know that sounds very Harry Potter, but we were going to kind of do it in the way of like a freshman orientation, where you'd be getting a tour through the school, but then magic would occur around you, and those effects would not just happen in 3D, but also physically as well.
Say a spell and do a move, and then with 3D, you could see something come out of the wand or activate something in the room. But we're not quite there yet, and we're at a phase now where it's more like Dora the Explorer. Where
we always say try to avoid Blue's Clues.
Right.
We don't want that waiting for you to do something and then just, great job!
Right. The wizard did raise your hand.
The reason we ended up saying no to Porch Attack is, being that we are now original ideas, we also can't just pull any image off of Google. So we would have had to find the perfect location that we know we'd be able to mask off into several layers as to separate them and make them 3D, have the explosions, the alien spaceships, all occur on separate layers. After discussing it, turned into a huge workload. We're already telling people what our choice is. This is a rarity, by the way. Normally we have to make this decision right now, but we kind of already knew what we were leaning towards, so...
Summer ride, we're going to go Space Bridge. We're going to go with the unnamed Space Adventure. That's it. Normally this would be a 5-hour conversation.
What do we know so far as story goes?
Alright, so here's what we're thinking.
Space terrorists.
That's it, that's the ride. That's it, Space Terrorists in 3D.
I mean, fine, I guess the better way would be space pirates, but okay.
All the tropes and all the stuff you expect in a sci-fi adventure, we should throw into this.
I actually like that idea.
Like, we need the bad guy, we need the hero, we need the laser guns, we need,
But as of right now, we definitely know that you are a passenger on a ship.
Okay, yeah, right.
That space pirates essentially are going to want something that is on this ship, and you're just kind of an innocent bystander that's watching this battle.
For this one, it's more of a passive ride. They are going to see this battle, they'll be in it, they'll be in the middle of it, but they're not really interacting. What they do in the ship doesn't have like a cause and effect on what happens in that space battle.
Do we want this to be a ragtag group of guys that you'll come to love the characters and then some of them die?
Or do we do it where it's like we know we're gonna get through? You know, it's kind of like
you gotta kill somebody. We could give them each a personality, and then like 2 of them are gonna have to die. You can't have everybody live.
Something I learned while working at Disney was thrill is. I forget what thrill is. Hold on. Hold on, man. Wait, hold on. Fear minus death equals thrill. And that's what the engineers would always say. So it's a thing where you get them to that point where it looks like they're going to die, they're not going to make it, their body is telling them this is dangerous, but they don't die. They come out of the ride safe. Mm-hmm. And that's how you get thrill. We need to make that rider feel very helpless, is what I think. Galaxy Quest, that like the villain,
tissue paper,
but the alien dude.
Yeah,
I think the villain should be an alien.
The only problem is, even if we buy an alien mask, we can't make the mouth move. Damn. We already got the one helmet. That could be one character.
Right.
We've got gas masks. That could be other characters. We've got wigs. That could be other characters.
Right. Something we had to come up with is, what story can we tell in 3D? Anything that requires like floating or flying is easier to do in 3D because we don't have to level that, we don't have to keep that character on one plane. And because we were trying to figure out, well, if we do this space battle, you can't see the characters because they're in their ships. So how do you know what you're looking at? You're just going to see a bunch of ships flying around and hear voices.
And what answer was that?
Star Fox is what we came up with. Was we just do Star Fox. So
it made me love the idea, though. Let's just... Dude, we're literally taking a concept that was one of the original, like, mind-blowing games because it was one of the first 3D modeled games, you know?
I didn't know. Okay.
Oh, yeah, like,
that's cool.
Dude, the Star Fox game had an extra chip inside of the cartridge that allowed it to do those visuals. So we're taking a revolutionary idea and using it on our revolutionary idea.
Right.
At least we hope it's going to be revolutionary.
It's revolutionary for us. Tell a story while meeting construction and realities of physically building this story. Mm-hmm. So that's something that we're constantly learning how to do.
But yes, we're still figuring out the details of it. In 3 months, it might be a completely different story. It'll still be sci-fi.
It'll be sci-fi.
And there will be dogfights.
The heart of this ride, or the goal of this ride, is to immerse the rider in a sci-fi space adventure. That's what it comes down to.
For this ride, I'm going to be working 80% out of After Effects using the third-party plugin Video Copilot's Element 3D.
I'm going to be building the ride vehicle, or the piece that the guests are going to ride in. We want it to feel like they are floating in a ship. So we're going to take these 2 platforms, raise them off the ground so they'll be elevated. That platform will be the base. We'll then build a set on top of that makes it feel like you're inside of a spaceship. When they're facing the 3D screen, they're going to be mid-level on the screen. So there'll be screen above them, in the center, and below them. And it'll create the illusion that what they're sitting in is floating. The back will be open with a ramp. We don't need to enclose the back because if the rider is facing backwards, we've clearly failed at everything that we've worked on. We will then decorate the interior of this structure to look like a ship. So this will be fully detailed to look like the interior of a spaceship.
I gotta start modeling the good guy's ship and the bad guy's ship, and then the bad guy's mothership.
So you're gonna start with building the models.
At least start.
Okay.
But physical building, I gotta start working on the interior cockpit for all the other pilots.
Oh, right. You're building the set that we're gonna...
So I'm gonna be, next time I go to my brother's house, I'm gonna be grabbing the car seat.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna need to go to Lowe's and buy a couple of things to deck it out to look like a spaceship.
Right, and that's for the holograms.
That's for the holograms.
Okay. I have to finish clearing out the past summer ride. I think with this one I'm gonna build the frame so we have a place to test this animation because it's all about making sure the sightline works.
Right.
So building a frame, and then from there...
There's no going back now. The show started.
So we start building, and then we really got to have some story meetings and decide...
And lock in the story.
Lock in the story, get in the script so we can...
We didn't really talk about how to close these out yet, so I mean, please like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, follow us, and you're going to see this whole process from beginning to end.
Oh yeah, what's our Instagram?
Patrick Builds Rides.
Oh yeah, Instagram at Patrick Builds Rides.
Alright, we'll see you there.
Later on.